Hi, I'm Sarah Desiderio, the social media manager for College Fashionista, here with Monica Betty, who's the digital marketing coordinator at VS Pink, and we're going to talk all about what it's really like to work in the social media industry. In creating a post on social media or an Instagram post, for example, obviously it's more than just picking a cute picture and like putting a witty little caption. There's so much data and planning and strategy that goes into it. Could you take us through the process of like just an Instagram post from the ideation to posting it itself to what comes next?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I definitely think, just like you mentioned, it's so strategic. Like, that's what a lot of people just don't think. They're like, yeah, you just like post pictures on Instagram all day. And I'm like, no, no, no. Like, rewind. Like, there's a bunch of steps that go into it. It requires so much thinking, even just thinking about like the customer, or thinking about analytics, or thinking about even like what can you do that like it makes it so explosive, you know? So I think definitely to your point of like, how do we take an Instagram post and like bring it to life? Yeah. I'm gonna think of like a hypothetical. Let's say that you wanna promote bodysuits to the college girl. So in my head, the first thing I think is like, Thursday is like Friday in college. So it's like, maybe we post it on a Thursday because every girl is like going out on a Thursday night. So maybe we post the post on like Thursday morning and then, you know, she'll see it and then she'll maybe wanna shop, you know? And then let's pretend like Drake just dropped a new album that day and maybe like our caption will have like a Drake lyric in it just to be relevant, you know? And then I think thirdly, like as a girl, like you love options, right? I love options. You need options. So maybe the post has like 5 bodysuits in it, like our entire assortment of colors, just so our girl has options when she sees the post. And like when you put all those things together, that's like a copy strategy, that's a marketing strategy, there's an asset strategy that goes into it, and that kind of makes the Instagram post come to life, you know, is like when you have all that strategic thinking. It's not just like this like mindless, like, oh, it's so cute, I'm gonna post this. It's like kind of like thinking about timing, thinking about so many things, like what is going on in the girl's life right now, and really implementing it, and also just being cool. I mean, like if Drake drops a new album, like we might throw a Drake lyric in there.
Yeah,
you know?
Maybe Drake will hit us up too.
Or maybe Drake will hit us up too. Maybe we'll like our post.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like beyond a personal account where I just think like, oh, here's a fun picture of me and my dog, like me and my homie, done, posted. It's like that mood state of what is someone thinking exactly when they scroll through their feed and see this. What's their next action? Is it a like? Is it a comment? Is it clicking the link in bio?
Totally. It's almost like a science, you know? It really is a science, and it's almost like putting together puzzle pieces for like this perfect puzzle. And I also like to think of social media as like an onion. Like there's so many layers to it, you know, between like execution and strategy and also just like analytics. Like there's so many different parts to it. I really do think of it as like an onion.
Everyone has an Instagram account, and now there's so much going on the digital scape. How would you say VS Pink successfully kind of cuts through all of that clutter and makes itself continually relevant and catches people's attention as they go through their feed?
Yeah, I mean, to this day, like I'm honestly in awe of like everything that we do, because we like get the girl. Like we understand like the college girl, but then we also understand like the Gen Z girl, you know, the girl who's about to head into college, you know? So I think between like all of our customer insight and all of the research that we do with like consumer behavior and even just like keeping up with slang, you know, you have to know like, you gotta know what the cool kids are talking about. You gotta know the acronyms. You gotta, you know, and be able to do it right without being like trying too hard, you know? So it has to be innate, and I feel like everyone on our team has this like innate sense of like who the girl is and really implementing that into the strategy. And I feel like with social, if you're not relevant or you're not topical, you're not doing it right. You know? So it's like you have to be there. So
it's like a very active strategy. You have to be constantly thinking and evolving. You can't just say, oh, like they always like it when we post a picture of a tree. Let's post a picture of a tree every day. Like we got it, we figured it out, golden recipe. Like that tree is no longer cool the next day.
No, not at all. And even it's so funny in the office, we have discussions about like emojis, you know, like even like there's like a science to emoji. Sometimes we're like, do we use shock face emoji or do we use like hard eyes emoji?
Or
like,
what does that even mean now? Is that like have a totally new meaning because someone else adapted it?
Totally, you know, like there's so much to it and it's so funny, but it's like it really does make an impact, you know? So all these things come into play with social, and I think we do such a good job with like understanding the customer and understanding how social works and kind of making that fusion.
Yeah, like continually developing that little experiment, like that recipe to it. So social media platforms are obviously constantly changing. Instagram and Facebook just rocked everyone's world last week. How do you stay on top and like remain evolving with the changing landscape?
I think living and breathing social 24/7 is definitely something that we do, or even I do individually. I love social media, so it really is like a passion project, but it's also like my job too. Yeah. But I think there's certain core things that I think everyone who wants to get into social media should do. First off, it's kind of silly, but it actually is true. Follow Instagram on Instagram. If you follow Instagram on Instagram, they will be the first to tell you the updates of like what's new. You know, even like this week they just launched portrait mode on Instagram. Like that's awesome, because I'm like, I love my good portrait mode on my phone, but like if I could just be in one app and do it, you know?
I mean, I don't have the nice enough phone to have it anyway. Like, yes, I don't need to upgrade yet.
Yeah, you don't have to upgrade. They're just like making solutions and stuff. But I mean, all the time they're always evolving. So definitely following Instagram on Instagram, living and breathing social. And I think also like subscribing to newsletters and just really keeping up. Like it's hard. Like if you think about like keeping up with the Kardashians, like there should be like an acronym for keeping up with social media, because it is always changing. Like keeping up with the Kardashians might be hard, but like social is like a whole nother challenge, but it's like an exciting challenge. But no, it's always evolving, always changing. No day is the same, and you never know what's gonna come. Like even Instagram might launch something today for all we know. You know?
And I feel like it's having that flexibility and that willingness to be like, okay, we'll completely change our strategy tomorrow, and that's totally fine, because we're expecting to like be on the go with these platforms.
You have to be agile, and you also have to be willing to like test and learn, you know? It's kind of like, even when portrait mode came out this week, like I was thinking like, is there an opportunity if I'm capturing live event coverage to like use it, you know? And I'm like thinking about how I put that in my strategy. So it's like all the time, or even highlights came out, which was really cool, or albums on Instagram, that was really cool. And now we like implement it in so many creative ways. What's going on in the world right now, and like how can we be a part of it? You know?
How can we join that conversation?
How can we join that conversation? That's what social's about. So
if you have any questions for Monica or about working in social media, just email us at membership@collegefashionista.com.